never forget. I guess we forgot. Has to do with the mayor that got elected of New York. I thought we were never going to forget September 11th. How did all these people forget September 11th? We got a damn mayor that was basically September 11th having ass in New York. I mean, I get it. He was selling prostitution, getting rid of police and all that, but free food, I promise you, all them New Yorkers ain't gonna get. And then after the fucker got elected, supposedly, he's like, I never said I was gonna give people this, that, and the other. I'm gonna get my radio set up here for some Bluetooth action. I thought we were never going to forget September 11th, but it seems as if we forgot. Never gonna forget September 11th, but it's like, hey, we forgot already. What the fuck? 2025, we've officially forgotten New York, September 11th. Ain't that crazy? Hang on, I'm having technical difficulties with my Bluetooth. There we go. I got some good wording here saved. Let me pull it up. I've got my Bluetooth connected. I can't believe we forgot September 11th already. Saved them. They're in the playlist.
I guess right now it's hitting Florida, and not good. The Tampa Bay side, the Gulf side, and we were just there. I love Tampa Bay. So Don Lemon goes on. Everybody's saying that this hurricane is because of climate change.
No, it's not.
They just say it. They just say it. And then the guy who's the head of the hurricane center, he has some different ideas. You ready for this? Watch this.
Can you tell us what this is and what effect climate change has on this phenomenon?
Well, we could come back and talk about climate change at a later time. I want to focus on the here and now. We think the rapid intensification is probably almost done. There could be a little bit more intensification as it's still over the warm waters of the
the
eastern
video
Gulf
I
of
was trying
Mexico.
to
But I
play,
don't think
but
we're going to
we'll
get
go
any more
with it.
rapid intensification. If you look here, you can actually see, pretty interesting for your viewers, you can actually see a second eye wall forming around the inner eye wall, and that's basically the second eye wall has overtaken the original eye wall, and that should arrest development.
So listen, I'm just trying to get you said you.
Illinois pests call for Illinois Pest Control. Trust Plunkett's Pest Control. Family owned and trusted for over a... Well, have you been paying attention to what's happening in Europe with the energy crisis, protests, climate lockdowns? Well,
Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So in the last 24 hours, hellfire has rained down on Ukraine, and unfortunately that is only the beginning, because a lot of these soy boys, these stupid people out there, do not understand what a modern conventional war actually looks like. And once the gloves get taken off, which they have because of this new war hawk who is in charge of Ukraine, General Armageddon, as he's called, like we talked about a couple days ago, it's only going to get worse. Now guys, I know your time is precious, so I'm not going to waste it.
Here we go. Here's the video I was looking for.
You know, I'm so torn because I would like to see the new Mayor do well, because I love New York. I really love New York. When I left New York for Washington, New York was doing really well, but there were some bad signs. The bad sign was a guy named de Blasio. So the signs of de Blasio, that was the beginning, and it was bad. This one, we're going to, look, for 1,000 years, communism has not worked. It just, communism, or the concept of communism, has not worked.
And the person they elected for mayor of New York is a straight communist.
See his victory speech? It's literally never worked. Yeah, I thought it was a very angry speech. Certainly angry toward me, and I think he should be very nice to me.
Sounds like
I'm
he
the one
hates
that sort of has to
Americans.
approve a lot of things coming to him.
I saw
So
his
he's off to a
speech.
bad start.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. Seems like a lot of these Mundunny voters in New York City find out that they've been lied to. And we've been trying to warn everybody in New York who was voting for this man that all he was doing was telling a lie. Now, you got a lot of people, especially Democrats, is now regretting putting this man, you know, voting him in as mayor.
And it's
They
funny
were all happy.
how
Chuck Schumer, AOC,
right after
all
fucking
doing
this
that.
guy wins, we're done. We'll negotiate a
Come to find
non-government
out, this man
shutdown.
been
That's some
lying.
piece of
He was
shit
promising
Democrat
what,
shit.
free buses, free about freezing your rent. You won't have to pay rent. Government run grocery stores.
It's gonna be nice
promising
to you.
all this.
Chase all the
And then
millionaires
this
out.
man comes out with a video saying that he wants the same people he was gonna give free stuff to donate to him and his partners that's with him. So now he's asking New Yorkers for money when he said he was going to promise people free stuff if you voted for him. And we've been trying to warn everybody that this man is lying. Nothing free in this world. You think you're just going to be living somewhere for free and now have to pay rent or utility and all of that? Then you're
real.
getting free bus ride? Like, that's not going to happen. But he was saying that, you know, just to
Until he
get your
got
vote.
elected.
And now he comes out with a video, and I told you he was going to do this. After he get elected, all of that was going to change. Go back and look at my recent videos that I was saying. And,
I'm sure he's
President
right.
Trump snapped as well. We're going to get to what President Trump snapped about, but right now, Mundunny voters just find out that they've been lied to. And that's just what it is. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to
Yeah,
everybody
make
showing
sure
so
you
much
subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel.
always watches the entire video. I appreciate all of you.
And everyone that
They do
gives me a
because
thumbs
they
up,
the
I
video,
appreciate
they
everyone's
message out there.
thumbs
So please let
up.
me know down below in the comment section that you stayed to the end of this
And
video.
comment,
Like I
make
said,
sure you
definitely
watch
give
the
me a message out there. I
older
appreciate all
videos.
the
I got a lot of good
support.
older
Let's get guys
videos.
into it, y'all. So let's find out before we get to Zoran Scam Dunny. So by
Zoran Scam Dunny.
President Trump, Democrats will terminate the filibuster the first chance they get. Check out what President Trump had to say.
Remember, regardless of the Schumer shutdown, the Democrats will terminate the filibuster first chance they get. They will pack the Supreme Court of the United States, pick up 2 states, that's a lot of states, and add at least 8 electoral votes. Their 2 objectors are gone. Remember, Sinema and Manchin, they're gone. Don't be weak, don't be stupid, Republicans. Fight, fight, fight. Win, win,
Oh,
win.
yeah.
We will immediately end the extortionist shutdown, get all of our agenda passed, and make life so good for Americans that
tell
these
them, Trump.
deranged Democrat politicians will never again have the chance to destroy America. They tried to destroy destroy your country. Republicans, you
Joe
will rue
Biden.
the day that you didn't terminate the filibuster. Be tough, be smart, and win. This is much bigger than the shutdown. This is the survival of our country.
Yeah.
Terminate the filibuster, and let's live the great life that this country is capable of living.
And there you go. That's what President Trump had to say. And then not only that, we had got another message, and especially, you know, now Chuck Schumer pretty much trying to duck the question on if he'll, you know, seek re-election, and we already just find out, you know, pretty much, you know, what Nancy Pelosi is going to do. So we just found out that she is going to retire. Nancy Pelosi is done.
Good.
So now everybody's talking about it. Tim Burton said on Nancy Pelosi retirement, but where am I?
Hey,
It's truly
everyone
a
that
national
followed
treasure.
Nancy Pelosi,
You know, like,
tips,
salute to him, man.
everything she
Salute
did,
to him.
people made money on. They
So
copied
then
her.
you see right here, you know, President Trump said Democrats will end the filibuster within the first hour. The next they have control of the Senate, and they just said that plenty of time. The Democrats already came out and said, you know, if they ever get back in power, exactly what they're going to do, and that's the reason why President Trump is telling them to do this. So hopefully the Republican senator listen to what President Trump's saying, because he already telling me if you don't do it, the Democrats is going to do it anyway. So you be best to just go ahead and do it now. And then if you check out what Senator Rick Scott said, he said Rick Scott demands Congress immediately pass his bill to halt all paychecks to members of Congress while the government remains shut down. And I told y'all this before. If it would have had anything to do with AOC getting a check, Hakeem Jeffrey, that dollar store Barack Obama,
Dollar store Barack
if
Obama.
this right here, this shutdown.
We're gonna go check out
Obama's
Obama's prison library that ran out of money
and that's
too
the reason why Rick
sometime
Scott
this
is now
week.
demanding that Congress immediately pass his bill.
Maybe we'll
So
save
all
that
paychecks
for a
of
Friday or
members of
Saturday
Congress,
episode.
while the government shut down, they won't get anything. He said it makes zero sense that members of Congress are still getting paid while Democrats continue their shutdown and deprive our troops and federal law enforcement of their paychecks. And I agree 100% that he definitely should do that. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that down below in the comment section. Now here I go right here with this liar, Zoran Scam Dunny. And I told y'all this. We made video after video after video.
And that's
trying to
dangerous.
let
They got the
New Yorkers
curbs
know that
coming
this
out right
man
there
is
at
a
the
liar.
end.
I showed y'all
The
videos
curbs
of-
come out and you can't
of
even
people
see it
in
under the
camera talking about,
leaves.
I voted
A lot
for
of people, I
Zoran
bet you
Scam
hit
Dunny
that.
because he's gonna get up free stuff. He's gonna
That's
free our
dangerous.
rent. We're gonna get free groceries. We're gonna get
Hostile to
nothing
traffic
free.
all around Chicago.
And now this man make a video pretty much shocking his supporters by many things cannot be free. And now not the point that it can't be free, now he asking you for money. New Yorkers, he want your money. Everybody that voted for him, he want your money. And he tells you this, look at this. By Eric Dollars and update, Zoran Mondani shocks his supporters about a minute. Things cannot be free. Remember how I told you to stop? This is what he said in the video, but we're going to play the video. He said, remember how I told you to stop sending me money? You can start again. I hope you will make a donation. From this coming from the man that said, I'm going to give you things for free, but now he wants your money. Imagine that. He's one big scam, begging the working class to fund his transition. And let's listen to him admit this.
Good morning, New York City. Thank you. Last night we made history. Today we begin the work of making new history.
You guys elected
Welcome
a
to the
communist who ain't gonna
This is
give
the
you
period over
back
the next
shit
2
on
months
what he
when the City
said.
Hall delivers on the promises of our campaign to make New York City affordable and to make government accountable to the people it serves. As we prepare to govern, we'll start announcing the leaders who will help implement our agenda. People like deputy mayors who oversee entire areas of government and the commissioners who carry out the critical work of city agencies. These appointments will be driven by excellence, integrity, and hunger to solve old problems with new solutions. Talking to organizers on the front lines of the fight to improve our city, government veterans with proven track records, policy experts from around the country and the world, and working people who know better than
Hey
anyone
babe, I'm
where our
on a
neighborhoods
live
are.
stream
And
just
this
so
will be
you
a
know
period
before you
of the
get
campaign
in.
we ran and the City Hall to come to find my vision.
Okay, I'm on a
Because New
live
Yorkers
stream.
deserve a
Here,
government
put the seat down and put it back.
January 1st, I will be
Hey, why don't you hold
New
her
Year's Day, and a new era
and
for the city. Oh, and
just
I'll just get it
remember
back.
how I told you a few months ago to stop selling
wait to
mics?
do that.
You can start
There's
again.
a lot of room
This
back
transition
there.
requires
And the
staff,
seat's all the way up.
research,
Ain't there a lot of room back there?
This man said, you remember when I told y'all to stop sending me money, and we
Wait,
found
another
out the
Trump
reason
sticker
why
in
he
this
told
box.
New Yorkers to stop sending him money because he was getting paid, you know, getting his
Wait,
campaign
wait,
funded
this
by
box.
Alex
Come
Soros
on,
and George
dude,
Soros.
I'm trying to get
They
in.
funded him.
I know my
$40
Trump stickers are in
million
here. I don't want to break
for
the
his
Okay.
campaign. That's why he didn't need money. from New York. Now, since he's
Hey, baby. Hey, baby,
been
mama,
elected,
right
now
now.
he gonna tell his own supporters who he promised free stuff to. Remember when I told you to stop sending me money? Yeah, you can
Hold
start
on.
with a grin as if it's funny.
Hold on, guys. I gotta
Like,
pause
this is
this.
his
Hang
lane.
on.
Look at this.
Laws are constitutional, defined by
Hold on.
principles.
Give me a
Because New
second.
Yorkers deserve a government they can trust.
Can we just hold 1
On
second? Let this guy
January
finish
1st, I will be your
talking.
mayor.
Hold
New
on.
Year's Day, and a new era for this city. Oh, and
the window, babe.
one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? So,
Come on, you
For
gotta put your
anyone
shit
who's
there.
the victim of a recent car accident,
All right, we don't add. I thought you're not crushing it, are you?
No, I threw it over there.
That's my favorite
Trump
mask.
stickers, Trump
Yes,
masks.
for a
I mean, I
big
can't even
accident,
sit in
you
this car.
definitely want a lawyer. But small
Okay, we're gonna mute
accidents
this
can
commercial. We'll be
sometimes
right back with sound.
requires research and infrastructure that this needs and it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in
These
it.
streets suck
So I hope
over
you made a
here.
donation
See that
at
lady who fucking cut me off?
Let's get to work.
I hope you make a donation to Transition 2025. Not only you paying him, but you paying his transition team. I mean, absolutely. This is
The fucking
this is
Hakeem
crazy.
Jeffrey, the terrorist.
This
I'm
is
trying
absolutely
to show the
crazy
people the
that this
fucking
man
communist mayor that
promised
got
free
elected.
buses, free this, free
You
that,
get a free shit.
and
How
now
you gonna
he
pay for
wants
that?
money.
Of
Yeah.
course.
And now
He's gonna
he
chase
wants
all
money.
the rich out.
Common
This
sense,
is
dude.
crazy.
How are you gonna charge all the rich money?
They're gonna chase them
So
away.
then
here,
they're
right
gonna
here,
all leave
say
and go.
Stephen A.
Yeah.
Smith
Did you
drops
see
a
what the
major
Texas
truth
fucking
nuke
mayor
on
said?
Zoran
You guys
Mondani.
come here and put
Check out what he
100%
said.
tariff on
I'm going
you.
to tell you why.
After you guys elect him.
I'm not happy about
What do you mean? How is he putting a tariff on civilians?
I like
Oh, he was just joking,
I'm
or
looking forward to interviewing him. He's promised to be on
You
the
think he
show.
was just saying Florida
But I'm
and
very,
Texas
very
are fine? We
concerned
don't
about
want you
some of the
guys
things
here.
that he said.
oh, god damn, these
I'm very
streets fucked up
concerned
over
about
here.
what he once said about defunding the
I don't
police.
blame him. Go. Why are you gonna
I'm
move to
calling
their
out
state
one.
now that you guys
I'm being-
elect
Yeah, and
this
go
fucking
fuck up
retard
another
mayor?
state.
That's what I'm doing. I don't want to see less
Right.
police officers. I
The
want to
only
see more
people
police
that
officers.
voted for him are young people who
I
are
heard him
stupid
talk
enough
about
to think
mental
they're
health
gonna get shit
experts
for
in the subways.
Yeah, right.
I don't
free
care
in
about
this world,
that.
not even
I
water.
want cops
Yeah.
in the subways in New York City, where I was born and raised. Born in the Bronx, raised in Queens. That's what I want. Mental health experts in subways. Now,
Motherfucker
I'm not
wants
trying to hear that.
defund
Okay?
police, but guess what? He has a good security.
Oh yeah, he's probably gonna have all the cops surrounding
Okay.
him.
But he wants to defund police though.
But he's gonna be walking around like the mayor of Chicago with a
Oh, they were great,
fucking
they
damn
He's worse
near.
than the mayor
Oh,
of
they
Chicago.
supported
I don't
him,
think I
though.
ever could say that.
Free bus.
Oh yeah,
free grocery stores in each borough?
free groceries. You hear that?
Really?
They're gonna do
Uh-oh.
state-run
that's
or
gonna work.
city-run
They were
Did
ready
you
to
grocery
ever-
vote,
stores.
so
and
they-
he's like, I
Ladies and
never said
gentlemen,
that. I
we're
said
at a
cheap
crossroads in this
groceries.
nation.
No, you didn't. You
there's
ran
no
on
way
fucking free grocery government
And the
issued
level of
fucking grocery
vitriol
stores. You lying
that
piece
you
of
see
shit. And then the day
amongst
that
the
the
American
elections, he wants to
citizen is
change everything he
because
said.
God forbid that you have a difference of opinion. It's not enough to agree. You know, people have to be disagreeable. And you have to be selfish if you're a person that's rich, that's making money, and you don't want to pay your fair share of taxes. Well, when you think about the billionaires in the state, in the city of New York, they make up about 48%.
Yeah,
Literally.
you're gonna
In
chase
terms
them
of
all
the amount
out.
of taxes that they don't not compared compared to the average American, compared to the rest of New Yorkers.
So you
And if
get
you're
punished
talking
for
about
being rich, for
Yeah.
having more
raising
money,
your
Right, for being successful.
while doing these
You get
other
punished
things,
for being
you're
successful
making
in
New
life.
Yorkers, you're making New York unattractive, not just for residents,
Literally.
but for businesses.
Literally.
And if you make it unattractive for businesses, and you don't, and you compromise the ability to be the capitalist that these
He's
people
gonna
are,
ruin that
then they
fucking
take their
city
businesses
and
elsewhere.
fucking that state and fucking.
So the money that they pay
Oh,
on
yeah.
their homes, on rent,
It's already
they go
downhill.
to
rich
the city or the
person's
state.
gonna leave, go to a fucking
Businesses
city where they
follow.
appreciate them.
And
Yeah, it's
ultimately
already
the tax
going
burden
downhill.
falls on
Yeah.
to New Yorkers out there.
all
Which
the
means
fucking
that rent
immigrants.
freezes, which is also
Make sure you have
something
something
that
with
Mamdani
Shit.
pushed.
You're gonna ask
Is that
them
really
for it.
going to be
Ask them.
plausible? Or you
Look at her, like
Your Trump
freezing
ass looks like
rent, free buses, all of this stuff. And now Democrats are starting to already, you know what I'm saying? This is what y'all voted for.
Instead,
This
Trump
man ran on
endorses
free
a fucking
stuff and
Democrat.
lied to
Yeah.
everybody and tricked
Right.
everybody. He tricked everybody in New York. Everybody who
Gotta
voted
be
for this man,
stupid
he
to believe
tricked y'all.
that.
I just showed y'all a video. This man now
Free
asking
stuff,
you
free
who
rent.
voted for the money when he the one
Right.
promising you free stuff.
You're getting a free rent anywhere.
So now he wants,
What's wrong?
and like I said, he don't want just money for him. He wants you to pay him and his transition team.
Wait, what?
you really going to be able to freeze rent?
So
Or you going to end up hiking it? Because you don't have enough people here to pay it.
Literally.
Yeah, right.
This Friday.
My name's Sarah.
you can call me Bert.
Fucking commercial.
I got a room on my land.
What do you even listen to?
A video I saved play on
You
YouTube.
say, get eyes like a sneaky
Is it
thief.
video or like
No, it's a video.
radio?
No, it's videos on YouTube.
It's a video.
This here is on my phone. Fuck, man, I hate this not having
Which
a
way? Down a little bit. It's cool. I'm sure the dog's cool too.
Yeah. God damn it, this is fucking annoying, this fucking screen.
I think I might have seen your pen on the couch. I seen it somewhere. Unless that was at home.
Come on. You fucking bitch.
You don't have a pen in your other phone?
It's stuck in there. It's too small. You can't get it out.
Tax revenue, where
Yeah,
you getting
it's
that
Try to
from?
see if I
broken.
can get it out.
It's broken.
See, these are all the kind of things that we have to connect the dots and ask ourselves. 1 + 1, does it equal 2? Is it really plausible that these things are going to happen?
Who?
According to Mayor Hochul, 90% of the stuff Mamdani said he can't do on his own. He's got to come through her
Yeah,
in the
right.
state legislature in order to get it done. Is he going to be able to do that?
Nope.
What level of support is he going to have outside of young whippersnappers out there who love him and are so in love with his personality and everything else that they didn't really
gonna
really
have a
got
bunch
down
of
across the
women
teeth
getting
and look
picked.
at actual policies and the kind of effect it's going to have on New Yorkers. That's what I'm worried about. I hope I'm wrong. Because talking to him, I like
I don't think he's wrong.
I'm looking forward to sitting down and interviewing with them. I just want to know where the money coming from. See, I
For real.
count. Okay, I count. And I can't tell you how many.
It don't surprise me that Stephen A. Smith liked this guy. He likes a liar. A man who's up here and lied to get elected by, I'm going to give y'all free stuff, free buses.
Yeah.
And we got tons of interviews of people so happy they didn't even really have a reason why they were voting for him. Like
Besides free
policy,
stuff.
like they were just like, oh, I'm just voting for him because
Right.
I'm gonna get free stuff. He gonna freeze
You
my
said
rent.
what
That's the
you
only
said
reason I'm
before
voting
you
for
said it.
Literally.
It's just absolutely insane.
Who are you voting for mayor
I am voting Mamdani
and why?
This dumb bitch.
He's gonna give me a
because he's the
Lamborghini.
most obvious choice.
Watch.
What makes him the obvious choice for
Give me
you?
a Lamborghini.
It's just like I'm trying to think. This reminds me of a certain comedy sketch
This bitch is so stupid.
where the comedian was like, "We could either vote in one guy, and he's gonna give everybody free houses, free rent, and he's gonna give everybody a Lamborghini."
Oh, wow.
Or we could vote in somebody who's gonna burn down the city.
He ain't giving your dumbass
Because
no
I'm voting for the
Lamborghini.
guy
Is this
who's
bitch
giving the
stupid?
Lamborghini.
Yeah, see, Mamdani's like just gonna give you guys everything.
Not everything. I'm saying
Next
it's
video.
Oh, yeah.
the most obvious
This
choice.
is interview.
What do you think is gonna happen with government and grocery stores and free buses? Do you think that sounds like a good idea?
That does sound
Listen
like
to
a
what
good
he
idea.
says after
And
it.
freezing the rent?
That does sound like a good idea.
What
Listen,
if
though.
they have to freeze the rent to the point where eventually then the landlord's not able to come in and fix the washer and make profit on his own lease?
That's their problem.
That's their problem.
Young teenagers.
It's gonna be your problem,
it could be
too.
Daughters, it could be
It's gonna be
nieces and
years when you
nephews.
don't have a
It
washer
could be,
and dryer,
it could be
Right?
friends and family members, or relatives of folks along that age gap. And you're asking the same question. And you know
So-
what you come up with?
If they
The
freeze
people
the
who
rent,
love
that
Mamdani
means
the most
none of those. So wait,
Are
if they
not people who pay
if they
bills every
freeze the
day.
rent,
Literally. You're not
I'm
people
not
pay
saying it applies to
bills.
everybody.
raise the rent, that means you don't gotta pay
They
it.
pay bills every day, all the time.
It's not even true.
You don't see business owners clamoring
How
to
can you
support.
even do that?
I'm just saying these things are important to bring up.
I don't even think you can do that,
Boy,
right?
boy, like I said, they sound like they regretting that vote. Now, I knew this was
You're
going
gonna
to
get
happen.
evicted, you stupid
I knew this
fuck.
was going to happen.
For
Look at this.
real.
New
You're
York
gonna
is
freeze
on
the rent,
Zoran
wait
scam
until they
day.
get evicted?
Say Diddy and guy didn't even know that he won, but check this out.
Did he win, by the way?
He won.
They chose the knucklehead, so we're gonna pay for it.
What happens if he opens up the government grocery store?
No,
Oh, you don't like government grocery store? $30 minimum wage.
Oh,
Can you
sorry.
explain how that might affect businesses?
How are they going to make payroll? He just about all the policy that he's trying to do, increasing the workers and the taxes.
You know, Cohen's the guy from CNN.
Helps the system. Pay more money, more taxes, prices go up
though.
overnight. Happens a lot of business. Well, I'm in a blue state, I'm sorry, but I've been red my whole life. Democrats will always ruin, steal, rob, and lie.
And he thoughts on having him for 4 years.
What I can do is just swallow it and try to face it.
Yeah,
It's
right.
very easy. We're on the way to becoming a communist state. Citizens
for the government,
Good luck.
So everybody said, hey, the city is in trouble. Good luck. So now you see, man, even a lot of people in New York didn't even know nothing about the election, but now you see that this man just straight lied. Look who he took a picture
Communism
with.
don't work.
Look at
That's
this.
what-
Alex Soros say, so proud to be a New Yorker. The American dream continues. Congrats.
What?
Mayor Zoran scam done. Look at it. Took a picture. The same family that funded him $40 million to help his campaign.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane, man. This is just shocking. Now, even CNN Van Jones, pretty much is not a fan of Zoran scam done. He didn't like his speech at all. This kind of shocked me that coming from CNN. I thought they'll love it. Check out.
I think he missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw in the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech.
No.
And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight. There was some other voice on stage. That said, he's very young, and he just pulled off something that's very, very difficult. And I wouldn't write him off, but I think he missed an opportunity to open himself up tonight, and I think that will probably cost.
Illinois homeowners, if you need to sell your house fast without making any repairs, listen up. I want to buy your house right now, as is, no matter what condition it's in. And not only do I want to give you cash for your house, but I want to give you cash for it in as little as 14 days.
I've been doing better, fucking sleeping at night. I mean, yeah, sleeping at night and staying up during the day.
Looking to sell your house
She's been fucking sharpening her teeth, man. Her fucking teeth are sharp as hell now. It's like she bites a little bit, she fucking drew blood on me.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, my fucking hand.
And once they get the taste of blood, it never goes away. I'm just kidding. Huh?
She's not a fucking vampire.
Now they
She needs to stop that biting.
both of these guys.
You gotta train her, babe. You don't do it to me, man.
And like I said, I had showed this video the other day of Byron Donalds pretty much was warning New Yorkers. Don't vote for the man. He's a communist. You're not getting no free buses. It ain't nothing going to be free. And like I said, Byron Donalds set it up the right way.
When you put in communist and yes, communist policies, that's what Zoran Mamdani is talking about.
He's not a communist.
It never works.
I
can't tell what the difference is.
Well, he can describe
Explain what the difference is.
He can describe the difference for you. The socialism is not the same basis of communism in this country. You know that quite
The
well.
man wants to create government-run grocery stores. He wants free transportation, both of which are impossible to do. Because how is he?
Is a trigger word to try to undermine all his policies. He's not a. He says he doesn't.
I don't need to undermine his policies. His policies undermine himself because they've never worked. Here's all I want him to do. Tell me where they've ever worked. They've never worked. He knows that. I knows that. But what he's trying to do is promise everybody something that they can't have. And the truth is, there is no free lunch, just like there's no free bus. Because you know what happens when you have a free bus? There's nobody there to fix it or to drive it.
For real.
He knows that, I know that, you know that. America does know it. And it's unfortunate that the city of New York, my former home city, is probably going to have to go through this.
Yep, and that's exactly what they're going to have to go through. And this is what Byron Donalds had warned. Seemed like a lot of New Yorkers did not want to listen. I guess, you know, they thought that they pretty much believe this guy. And I kept saying over and over in videos that this guy's a liar. He's lying to New Yorkers. Now, not really a big old fan of Ben Shapiro. I check him out from time to time, but check out what he had to say.
If you watched his victory speech last night, he used one line in particular that sort of leapt out and left off the screen when he said that there is literally no problem. This was his line. There is no problem too big for government to solve and no matter too small for government to care about. I mean, that's what totalitarians would say, is that they're literally, and then the two people he quoted verbatim, aside from Mario Cuomo, which was I thought a delightful little slap at Andrew. I thought it was a little nasty. But he quotes Eugene V. Debs, who's a socialist, and then he quotes Nehru, another socialist, and then he said, "I am a socialist from the state." So saying that President Trump is somehow going overboard when he has campaigned as this, when the Democratic Socialists of America, which is based on which he springs, to whom he answers in many ways, is openly socialist. He's not talking about. He said, "I'm capitalism," but I don't.
And you heard what Ben Shapiro said. So now, and you see like when Van Jones said like his whole demeanor changed. He got on here was screaming, talking about I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna go against Donald Trump. I'm not gonna be scared to stand up to him. It's like his whole demeanor changed. And then he dropped a video, pretty much talking about what he's gonna do. And it's just insane. So like I said, and I do want y'all to check out what Patrick David had to say about, New York. What are y'all gonna do now?
So now that Mamdani won New York City mayoral race, here's a question I got for you. What do you think's moving in New York City? Who's actually moving? Not forget about the people that are moving out. 756,000 families are definitely thinking about moving out of New York City. No. Who's moving to New York City? You may say nobody. You're wrong. A lot of people will. But you know what type of people? Let's go through it together. You think job creators are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think investors are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think families who want safety for their kids and the criminals to be kept into prison are going to be going to New York City? No.
That's fine for a dog.
You think people that are pro Second Amendment, safety, low taxes are going to be moving to New York City? No. But who will be moving to New York City? If you're a criminal, it's a great time to move to New York City. Think about it. He wants to let people out of prison. Guess what? I'm not telling you it's there, but it's a great policy. If you're somebody that doesn't want to work at all, and you just want entitlement programs, this is a massive opportunity to move to New York City. Massive opportunity to move to New York City. If you're an illegal immigrant, are you kidding me? Like this is heaven for you. He will protect you.
Oh, it's saying like mixing the drop in there? Yeah.
He will protect you. He's for you. So I think New York City is about to have a net migration increase. Everyone's thinking they're going to lose people. They're not going to lose people. It's about to increase. Let me tell you what type of people are going to move there. All of those people we just talked about. FYI, I'm Armenian and a Syrian. You know when Armenians left Iran or Lebanon or Armenia, where they moved to? Glendale. And we all moved because we felt safer there. You know what type of people are going to move to New York City? People who are democratic socialists, people who are Muslims. I would feel safe there if he's the mayor. And people who are wanting entitlement programs. This guy's been raised by a rich family. Mom made money, dad's made money, and entitled. It's kind of cool. So guess what? To all the criminals, those who want entitlement programs, and illegal immigrants, you officially have a great city to move to. It's called New York City.
So there y'all go right there. So like I said, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. And shout out to the one that always stay to the end. I really, really appreciate it. I will keep y'all up to date as more things come out. And like I said, man, New Yorkers, and even like CNN, and all these people feel like they just been lied to. They've been tricked. So like I said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.
I don't remember.
Now, did you guys see that case from Top Dog that settled for like $866,000. No, it's legit, not clickbait or some fake headline. Hold on, I'll pull up the article. So this woman gets absolutely wrecked. Another driver blows through a red light, slams into her. She ended up with serious injuries. I'm talking disc hernia.
Yeah, play something good. Find something good. Come on, babe.
I don't know what to look at, dude.
Look up something about that new mayor place. Try to find something about
You
that.
didn't use your fucking phone.
Well, good morning, everyone.
It works.
Joining us this morning for the latest updates, we have some members
Which way is the
of the
map up
Republican
on there?
Governance Group, one of our most active caucuses in the Republican side.
need to worry about the
These are
map.
folks among our friends and colleagues, the most productive, most dedicated, most effective members because they are people who work every day on solutions for the greatest challenges facing our country. And Carlos Jimenez is with us, and Blake Moore, and Julie Fedorchik, and Gabe Evans. Beth Van Dyne may be joining us. I think she had a flight delay. But they've been out in their districts working very hard to help their constituents navigate through the chaos that's been created by the Democrat shutdown. And if you're keeping count, this is day 37. 37. It seems unbelievable to us that we've gone this long. It is officially and shamefully the longest shutdown in U.S. history. Republicans feel very helpless about the situation because,
What's up,
as we've noted, there is really nothing for us to negotiate.
Bones
We sent them a clean
G59.
CR, as you know, back in September 19th. We passed it out of the House. It feels like a lifetime ago. But that was a nonpartisan measure. It was 24 pages in length. It has no Republican priorities on it at all. It was merely the status quo to keep the lights on so that the members of Congress, the Republican and Democrat Party, could work together to finish the government funding appropriations process. And the Democrats tried to turn that into a game. Now, we're gonna give you the latest updates on that and where we think this is headed. But I just first want to address in a bit more detail the current state of our politics. It has been very interesting to us to see all the pundits trying to spin the results of the election on Tuesday. I just want to point out some simple facts here, and as usual, I try to be concise and give you the highlights here. But there's some things that we really need to point out. First, there were no surprises on Tuesday night. Okay, you had blue states and blue cities that voted blue, to the alarm of no one, to the surprise of no one. That was what was expected. It just so happened that New York and New Jersey and Virginia were the states that were in the national spotlight on Tuesday. If the tables had been turned and if the calendar had been different and you had 3 red states, we'd have an entirely different narrative that you all would be writing about. Don't lose the simple facts. Second, the big headline that everyone is writing about appropriately is that the future of the Democrats was set in New York City. A 34-year-old Marxist is now the leader of the Democratic Party. And it is a very dangerous road for them to go down. I want to say this because a lot's been said about the Mamdani campaign. It is very easy to run and win as a socialist, right? All you do is promise everything to everyone for free. What a great message that is. Boy, that really resonates for people who don't study history. And while you're making all those promises, you hope that they never realize the trap that you're actually setting, the impossibility of fulfilling your fantastical claims and dreams, and the extreme danger and chaos that would result if you ever could. When you run as a socialist, you have to hope that they never understand that this will lead to the inevitable loss of their freedom, their opportunity, and their security, the loss of meritocracy and fairness in society, the loss of colorblindness, and the loss of emphasis on character, and the morality and the personal incentive and the common sense that we rely upon to keep a republic in operation. If you run as a socialist, you run on a big list of false claims. You promise everything to everyone and you can't deliver. And if you were ever able to deliver, it will be to the great detriment of the very people that you lured in to vote for you. Third fact about the election on Tuesday night is that the Democrats, and you all are not writing about this, and you should be, not writing enough about it. The Democrats have now set themselves on a collision course in their own intent. If you look at Spanberger in Virginia and Sherrill in New Jersey, they tried to run as moderate pragmatists. That's how they self-described. But they will be no match for the coming communist wave taking over their party right now. The energy is on the side of the Marxists. Look no further than the top 2 Democrats here in Congress. We've noted this here every day. They had to bend the knee to the socialists. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer are both from New York. The top Democrat leader in the House and the top Democrat leader in the Senate, they couldn't get around that. And so Hakeem had to ultimately embrace it. He had to give the full blessing to Mamdani and his agenda.
That's
and
crazy.
he co-owns it. And Chuck Schumer flirted with it. He pandered all along. He flirted with that open endorsement till the bitter end, even though Mamdani is an activist against Israel and an anti-Semite. Chuck Schumer is the highest-ranked Jewish official in America, and he couldn't bring himself to disclaim that. And as we've noted here every day, the sole reason for the entire federal government being shut down now, the sole reason for all the American people suffering all this pain and hardship, is because of the fear of political retribution from the far-left activists who run the Democratic Party. That is the motivation for the shutdown. It's never been about any policy issue at all. It was only so that they could show a fight and try to show that they're tough to this rising far-left activist base in the party. The old guard has been repudiated, and the radicals are taking over the Democratic Party. We have evidence now every day. Yesterday, Jared Golden announced he would not be running for re-election in the state of Maine. He's a moderate, and he has no place in his party anymore. And then this morning, you saw the headline. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi has now announced her retirement this morning. That is a very important sign that I hope that you all will delve into. Even the famous San Francisco liberal is not far left enough for the neo-Marxists. We commend her for her services. We all do, everyone who serves in Congress, but there should be a lot written about that. Fourth point I just want to make in the aftermath of Tuesday is that off-year election results in isolated places are never indicative of the upcoming midterm election. Don't read too much into that. You shouldn't. If you do, you're going to miss it. The GOP is in excellent position and big next year. And when I say I'm bullish about the midterms, we absolutely are. And there's a lot of reasons for that. This is not groundless optimism. It's based on facts. The reason we're in such a great position is because we are united. And while the Democrats engage in their emerging civil war, Republicans are going to continue to deliver for all the new voters that we brought. There's a true demographic.
Yeah, but they got a bunch of immigrant voters. That's brought in.
Black and African American voters.
Hopefully,
Jewish
ICE
voters,
takes
union
care of that.
Urban voters, young people. And while they say that there's this big swell of enthusiasm, young people, based on what happened in New York City Tuesday night, I would give to you Exhibit A on our side. Maybe you're not noticing, but the turning point events at college campuses all around the country are setting records for attendance. You have hundreds of thousands of new young people weekly coming into the movement that are enthusiastic, young conservatives who are looking for truth, who believe in America's founding principles, and who want to be engaged. And they will be engaged in next year's midterms. The third reason is we got a very favorable map. You shouldn't miss this either. I was very bullish even before the current redistricting battles began. As we sit here today, there are 13 House Democrats sitting in districts that President Trump won. There's another 21 of them in districts he came within 5 points of winning. There's only 3, conversely, there's only 3 House Republicans sitting in districts that Kamala Harris won. That's a lopsided map. And after redistricting, we think we'll net a few more seats, handful, maybe 6 to 8. We're in very good position to make history and grow this majority. And finally, I'll just leave you with this. The reason we're so enthusiastic about running next year is we have a real record to run on. Mamdani and Democrats want to talk about affordability. We love that subject.
It was in my calendar.
Look at the facts. I brought some this morning. It's the Republicans who are working every day to make life more affordable for working families. And it's not a talking point for us. We are delivering. After 4 long years of skyrocketing prices under the Biden administration, we had to take over. You don't flip a switch and reverse that overnight. It takes a while to work those policies out of the system and to get the new ones in. President Trump and Republicans are delivering results for the American people that they can see and feel. To date, we've seen core inflation is nearing its lowest level in 4 years. Gas prices have fallen to a 4-year low. Prices for everyday goods continue to decline, and blue-collar workers are seeing the largest increase in wage growth in nearly 6 decades. That's the result of our policies. Out. And Congress, House Republicans are working hand in hand with President Trump to advance his affordability agenda. It is President Trump who ran on that. It's President Trump who's delivering on that. And we are all partners in
Trump
in
should
that,
make a Trump care and
that,
get rid
that
of
new
Obamacare,
effort to
babe.
make America great
Right?
again. It begins with the economy, and we know that. We're laser focused on making a difference in the lives of hardworking American families. Here's another demonstration: the Working Families Tax Cut. It is aptly named. It's the largest tax cut in U.S. history for working and middle-class Americans. You got Bernie Sanders running around. They talking about the billionaires. It's not this. That's the opposite of the truth. Look at the facts. That bill was written for lower and middle-class earners, and they're the ones that will feel the positive effects going into next year. We included in that, as you know, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, real tax relief for seniors. These are the kinds of things that people feel, and they see that we're making good on our promises. We've made historic investments in American energy dominance to drive down the cost of gasoline and groceries. And we're grounding every decision we make in common sense. That's what we restored. That's what we ran on. That's what we're delivering. Return to common sense, not the woke progressive nonsense that they delivered for 4 years, not the spending like drunken sailors that drove cost up for everything with inflation. We're restoring common sense, fiscal responsibility. We're good stewards of taxpayer dollars, and we're refusing to cave right now today to the Democrats' wild demand to spend $1.5 trillion in new spending. That is taxpayer dollars. That's your money that they want to spend to reopen the government. That's their counter proposal. That's why we're not having a negotiation with them. It's ridiculous. Included in the $1.5 trillion that they want to spend is $200 billion, almost $200 billion to restore health care benefits to illegal aliens. That is taxpayer money that they want to spend for that. They want to send billions of dollars back overseas for social programs in foreign countries. We're not doing that. They want to give $500 million back to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to prop up left-leaning news organizations. We're not doing that. And by the way, in the middle of all this, they want to cut $50 billion from the Rural Hospital Fund. They can't tell you they care about health care since they put that in their proposal. We're grounding every decision in common sense, and Democrats had their chance. When they controlled Washington, look at the history. Don't forget it. This was just a year ago. You know what we inherited? They left us with a 40-year high inflation, higher taxes and energy prices, and massive instability around the world. And what did they do in June of this year? This is the most recent history no one can forget. They voted against no tax on tips. They voted against no taxes on Social Security. They voted against a larger child tax credit.
The Democrats
in the House and Senate voted against lower energy prices, against more American manufacturing
Why did
jobs,
they
and
vote
against
against fucking those
lowering
things?
health care premiums by 12%. That provision, the cost sharing reduction provision, was in the House version of the Working Families Tax Cut, the big beautiful bill. We sent it over to the Senate, and they worked to strike it out of the bill. Ask the Senate Democrats about this. Right now, they've created another mess. They've created a mess for America with this pointless government shutdown. The Democrats will tell you that they're feeling emboldened. They're feeling emboldened because they had a few blue state election results. It does not change the fact that they have walked their party off a cliff with no parachute and no path forward. The reason we're stuck right now is because of one simple fact. If they vote to reopen the government, the Senate Democrats are afraid that the radicals in their party will say that they caved. They're afraid of the retribution that will come from them. But if they keep the government shut down, they know very well, as we all do, that millions of Americans will continue to suffer as essential services remain unfunded and paychecks to federal workers continue to stay stalled. So our question for Democrats this morning is this: which constituency matters more? The loud radicals in your party or the hardworking American people? I can tell you which side the Republicans are on. 15 times we voted for the hardworking American people. And 15 times so far, the Democrats in Congress have voted for the radicals in their party. It is unconscionable to us that they've allowed it to go on this long. And at some point, all you can do is pray that common sense prevails. And that's what I've been doing a lot of. We hope and pray that there are still Democrats out there. There's just a handful. We need 5 more votes. 5 centrist, common sense Democrats in the Senate to come to those senses and do the right thing. It's time for them to put their country first. I'm delighted to introduce the next speaker, and he's a congressman from Miami. He's a former mayor of the county down there, and he has been in charge. He served as a police officer, but he was the chief of the fire department down there. I mean, the guy's resume is longer than almost anybody in Congress. And as a son of a firefighter, I always take personal delight in reminding everybody he's the only career firefighter paramedic in Congress. He's doing a great job, and he serves as vice chairman of the Republican Governance Group, one of our largest and most active caucuses I mentioned. And we're truly grateful to have him here to discuss some of these consequences of the government shutdown. Glad to have you. Carlos, come on up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And if you indulge me, I think you brought me up here to talk about the shutdown, but I will stray a little bit. I'm the only Cuban-born member of Congress. That means I was born in Cuba. I was not born here in the United States. I didn't speak a word of English until I got here. I was 7 years old. And the reason I'm here is that my parents brought me here seeking freedom. Freedom from communism, freedom from a Marxist regime. And so I can tell you that I know a communist and a Marxist when I see one. They may call themselves socialists, they may call themselves a democratic socialist, but make no mistake, Mamdani in New York, he's a Marxist. And the thing that bothers me is he's very proud to say, well, I'm young, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Muslim. I understand you can be proud of that, but then, if you're so proud, don't call yourself a democratic socialist.
And he wants to try and get rid of Christianity.
Tell people exactly who you are.
And
he couldn't,
Catholic
and he can't
churches
because he knew he wouldn't get elected. But I hope that the people of New York do not suffer the same consequences that my homeland of Cuba has suffered. Castro and the Castro regime destroyed my homeland. They can't even keep the lights on. They don't have food, they don't have medicine, they can't keep the lights on. It's a total disaster of an island, a beautiful island that actually had the second highest standard of living in the Western Hemisphere when the regime took over. And so one of the reasons I'm in Congress, the primary reason I'm in Congress, is that I want to make sure that my children and grandchildren never suffer the same fate that my parents did, having to leave their country and bring us to a new country with about $10 in their pocket. Now, that's what makes this country great. My parents came here with $10 in their pocket and a watch. By the way, I still have that watch. Right? And here I am. Their son was a firefighter. He was a city manager. He was a county commissioner, county mayor of the largest county in the state of Florida, and now a member of Congress. I don't think there's too many countries that you can say that can happen. That's why I love this country.
That's for that. Hey, you saw the intersection we just went, babe?
And again,
that's where the semi-truck ended.
I know a Marxist when I see
was going this way. A fire truck was going down
the
the way we're
Party
going.
is heading that way, which means
it was in the intersection. It was coming up to the intersection. It had no lights on, and then right when it got to the intersection, it turned on its lights and sirens. I had the green light. I had the slam on my brakes, and a big ass 18-wheeler rear-ended me going like 30 miles an hour.
California,
like 2003
with one clear message, and I want to thank also the other members of RG2 that are here. The Republican Governance Group focus has always been about governing responsibly. RG2 is committed to putting results ahead of rhetoric, keeping the government functioning, and finding practical common sense solutions that improve the lives of the American people. That's what we're here to do. And that means that we do what's right, even when it's hard. Yes, we're here on day 37 of the Democrat government shutdown, and with each passing day, more Americans are feeling the impact. The effects in my hometown or in my state, in my home state of Florida, 155,000 federal employees have not received their paychecks. Close to 2 million Floridians who rely on SNAP, including more than 1 million children, will not be getting their benefits. My colleagues on the other side insist we have chosen, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have chosen politics over food security for millions of Americans. Small business loans are being delayed, totaling nearly $300 million in missed distributions, costing our state estimated $1.7 billion in economic benefit alone. Starting Friday, 10% of the American airspace is going to be reduced because of the shutdowns ahead of the busy holiday season.
I don't get
More
what
than
is the government shutdown got to do with
flights
the
will either be
airspace, babe?
delayed or canceled altogether. That's true effect
Don't the
of the
airport,
shutdown.
like, don't the
Let me
fucking
be clear,
airports
holding the government
fucking hire
hostage
those
is
people?
not a responsible way to negotiate policy. On September 19th, the House of Representatives voted to extend government funding to keep the government open. And as the Speaker said, with a clean CR. There were no riders there. There's no policy differences. It's actually a Biden budget, right? And so, you know, what is the problem? No, there is no problem. It's politics. That's
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. How can I help?
The fuck is this bitch talking about? I pretend I didn't hear that.
Meanwhile, Senate Democrats have voted 14, now you say 15 times to keep the government closed. The funding bill before the Senate is the same short-term continuing resolution.
The fuck?
We passed 15 times under President Biden with bipartisan support. And I supported each and every one of them to keep the government open. And I know that most, if not all, the members of RG2 also voted for the CRs to keep the government funded. We can and should debate serious issues like healthcare costs, but not at the expense of hardworking American families. I urge my Senate Democrat colleagues to pass the continuing resolution so that we can reopen the government and return to the table to negotiate real solutions. History shows that when Congress works together, we can find solutions without inflicting pain on the American people. I urge Senate Democrats again to reopen the government, end the suffering, and then join us in crafting meaningful bipartisan policy meant to improve the lives of everyday Americans. That's how we govern responsibly, and that's how we serve the American people. And I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. And I guess now I want to turn the dais over to our Majority Leader, Steve Scalise.
They're listening. They're watching. I got 5
Thank you,
people
Carlos.
watching. Make sure you like,
And what an
subscribe,
honor it
share,
is
and
to
hit thumbs
follow
up.
my dear friend Carlos Jimenez, who really is the epitome of the American dream.
I'll be there at,
you know, when you hear
like,
stories
I'll
like
be there
his,
right on the dot at 59 for
you know, sad stories
car.
to start, the root of it, you know, having
Hold
to
on
flee
one
your home
second.
country. Who came from Italy to seek that same freedom.
I got it on
Ronald
mute.
Reagan said it best. Freedom is only one generation away from extinction if we don't fight to defend it.
Even though you're closed?
Those words of Reagan still ring true today because, Carlos, we will continue to fight for freedom. But it's not an empty fight. There are people on the other side here in America that are pushing back, that want to destroy that capitalist free market system. And so when you look at the results of the election, anybody that wants to go celebrate a blue state voting blue, what they're not acknowledging is what happened in a city like New York. It reverberates. When New York elects a Marxist as their mayor, there are other Democrats that are now looking and saying, does the Democrat Party represent me anymore?
These bike lanes
today
on
you heard
each
it
side
again.
make it so hostile for
Democrats
car traffic.
are the ones who
Like,
are
there should
looking
be a lane
and
on
saying
each side of the
that they're
fucking
done
2 lanes
with
and
the
2
Democrat
lanes
Party.
like there used to
Jared
be.
Golden yesterday announced he's not going to run again. And he didn't just say he wasn't going to run again because he got tired of serving in Congress. think it's really important to pay attention to what Jared Golden said. And he is in a swing district. Jared Golden is one of those moderate Democrats who represents maybe the old Democrat Party now, what was discarded by the voters on Democrat cities and states. But it's not where America is. So when Jared Golden announced yesterday he's not going to run again, he said, quote, "We're allowing the most extreme pugilistic elements of our party to call the shots. Just look again at the shutdown. For as long as I can remember, we have opposed shutting down the government over policy disputes. We criticized Republicans for taking hostages this way." That was Jared Golden explaining why he's done with being a Democrat in Congress. And when the Democrat Party no longer stands for common sense, for members that do on occasion reach across the aisle, they're going to be relegated to a scrap heap of history, because America is not a socialist nation. While the Democrat Party has turned their leadership structure over to a socialist, it's not where America is. And if they're running people like Jared Golden out of their party, they can go celebrate the results of last night's election. Again, if Alabama held an election also Tuesday, and gee whiz, a Republican governor was elected governor of Alabama, would anybody be writing a story about it? Of course not. So let them go celebrate New Jersey electing a Democrat governor, New York City electing a Democrat. The real concern is that the Cuomo wing of the Democrat Party got destroyed by the Mondami wing of the Democrat Party. And if they want to call that a victory, good luck. Something tells me they're not going to be sending Mondami to swing districts around America. He's not going to Maine. Let Mondami go to Maine for that now open seat in Congress, a 50-50 district. Will they be sending Mondami to those kind of swing districts? Colorado, where somebody like Gabe Evans represents, is Mondami going to be going there? Because that's where their party is now headed. And they chose that. But America is not embracing that form of socialism. We know what you get from socialism. You get the promises of free everything. But Americans know innately there's no such thing as a free lunch. All you end up with, the results, are the hollow promises and the failures that come with those promises, because you know you get what you pay for. And somebody else is going to have to pay for that free thing. And a lot of those rich people they love denouncing are leaving. Many have already left. So even when they go raise taxes even more, with the highest rates you can imagine, who's going to pay those higher rates? It's not going to be the millionaires and billionaires. Many of them have already left. It's going to be hardworking families in New York City. Good news for you, you might be making $100,000 a year. By the way, a police officer married to a school teacher makes more than that in New York City. They're going to be the quote-unquote rich who get the higher taxes and the free buses and the grocery stores that are run by the government with empty shelves and expired food. That's what they're going to get. But the rest of America is not going to have it. So while Democrats keep the government shut down, and they brag about it, I mean, you heard Senator Murphy yesterday, quote, "I think we're in an enormously strong position right now." Strong position? What's so strong about taking food out of the mouths of 42 American families? What is strong about that, Senator? Sure, you can vote again today to keep the government shut down, but there's nothing strong about denying food to people who are low income and who can't afford it. That's a weak place to be. But that's what they're bragging about. When, as we saw, the transportation secretary yesterday said 10% of flights are going to have to be cut back because we don't have enough air traffic controllers, because Democrats chose not to pay them. And so people are getting ready to go travel to see their family, hopefully, for Thanksgiving. But they're not going to be able to get that flight. They're going to have to leave a day or two earlier to drive. Maybe they won't be able to fly. But don't worry, some Democrat senator thinks he's in a stronger position because he's now leveraged Americans as pawns in some game. That's what they think this is. It's disgusting. And the American people are catching on. And so while Democrats applaud socialism being the new wave of their party, the few common sense Democrats left in their party are leaving, running for the exits. Well, you might be able to leave New York City and go to Florida or Texas or somewhere else. But if they destroy America, there's nowhere else to
And
go.
that's the other thing, Ben
That's why we're
Shapiro,
gonna fight
he
for
could go
freedom
run back
every
to
single day.
fucking
And
Israel.
their approach to Marxism, socialism, whatever you want to call it, will not prevail in America. Our whip, Tom Emmer.
It's day 37 of the Democrat government shutdown, and one thing has become clearer, more clear now than ever. The Democrat Party of today is not your grandparents' Democrat Party. They refuse to govern. They resort to hostage taking when they don't get their way. They routinely put politics before people. And now they have made communists and assassination fantasizers the pillars of their party. Democrats claim they want to make life more affordable for hardworking Americans, but every time that they've had the majorities in Congress and a Democrat president in the White House, they've done the exact opposite. Take the American Rescue Plan under Joe Biden, for example, which was later deemed by economic experts as the, quote, original sin that led to double-digit inflation. Or look at the Affordable Care Act, which is so unaffordable, they have to pay people to use it. The Democrats have no moral high ground to stand on when it comes to good governance. They don't know what it is. And when they claim that they're fighting for you, do not believe them. Because if this shutdown has taught us anything, it's that the Democrats will willingly inflict pain on the American people if they think it gives them political leverage. Their kamikaze politicians and their constituents deserve better. In stark contrast, however, Republicans have done our jobs. We passed a nonpartisan government funding bill out of the House over a month ago. All we need, as the speaker said earlier, is just 5 Democrats in the Senate to grow a spine, stand up to the radicals in their party, and join us in getting our clean CR to the president's desk. Enough is enough. It's past time for Democrats to end the political games and reopen the government for the people they were elected to serve. Our conference chair, Lisa McClain.
Well, good morning, everybody. Again, here we are. Yesterday, Americans woke up to an unthinkable reality. And Carlos touched on it earlier.
No.
A communist was elected mayor
Like, subscribe,
in
share,
America's
thumbs up. We'll be back.
largest city.
Like, subscribe, share, hit thumbs up.
Absolutely nothing is free. We all learn
Yeah.